Good morning, ladies. Thank you so very much for joining me.
Thank you.
I want my audience to know I will be speaking to Dr. Julie Bramer. She's a medical oncologist at the Sidney Kimmel Comprehensive Cancer Center, and the Thriver, Colette Smith, because she's here to tell her story. Ladies, thank you so much for being here on the Valder Beebe Show, live from Dallas, Texas.
Thank you.
I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start with Colette. Usually I start with the doctor and let him set the platform, but I'd like for Colette to start to tell us about your lung cancer diagnosis, and we'll get to your biomarkers also. Could you give me a synopsis version of that?
Yes, I'm an 11-year lung cancer survivor, and I was diagnosed 3 years after my husband was diagnosed with cancer. I had a CT scan done, which is an image of the chest, and through that scan is when my lung cancer was discovered, which is really proof that early detection through screening does save lives.
Well, we're glad it saved your life, so you're here to share with my audience, because you will never know the people who identify with what you just said, Colette, so thank you for sharing. Dr. Bramer, could you give us some information? Would you like to explain about PD-L1?
Sure. So biomarkers are important in a lung cancer diagnosis. And one of those biomarkers is PD-L1. And PD-L1 is a protein that we can detect on a cell surface. And cancer cells can use PD-L1 to make themselves invisible to your immune system. It's kind of like an invisibility cloak.
So the PD-L1 testing, it's changed lung cancer treatment. Is this kind of like the holy grail of, wow, we got it?
Well, it's one biomarker, and we use it to actually decide what type of treatment to best start with. And that has significantly changed the outlook on a lot of patients and their outlook when they're diagnosed with lung cancer. Obviously, in our case, we look at the cancer biopsy. This is not something you can test in blood. But when a biopsy is done, it's looked underneath the microscope, and we look at the PD-L1 expression. If the expression or level is high, then we can use immunotherapy by itself without any chemotherapy. Now, if the PD-L1 level is low or 0, then we have to use chemotherapy with immunotherapy. Chemotherapy to specifically attack the cancer directly, and then use immunotherapy to get your own immune system to attack the cancer.
When a patient has gone through the testing and the PD-L1 gene is identified, what questions should the patient ask? Can you give me an idea?
So I think in general you should ask several questions. One, what stage of your lung cancer, and then what type of lung cancer? What biomarkers were tested in my lung cancer to include mutations as well as the PD-L1? And then lastly, the one question you should also ask is clinical trials right for me? And clinical trials can be right for a patient even at the time of initial diagnosis.
I'm going to switch to Colette. And Colette, I'd like to ask you, you learned about your PD-L1. How did you advocate for yourself? Because it's really so hard with a group of, I'm going to call them know-it-all professional medical people, and you're just the patient a lot of times.
I asked the questions because I knew that my life depended on this, so I wasn't afraid to ask the questions. And I pushed my clinical team to give me the answers that I deserved. And when I was not getting those answers, I actually changed my clinical care team.
Could you tell me, before I let you go, one question every lung cancer patient should ask their doctor about biomarkers early in the process, soon as they find out?
So I think one question is, what was tested on my cancer, and how does that direct your treatment? And also, where should I go for more information?
Patients should go to, one last thing, patients should go to lcfamerica.org for more information.
I want to thank you so much for sharing and enlightening my listening audience. Dr. Brahmer, I'm going to let you wrap up because biomarkers are something that we as patients have just recently, I'll say in the last 10, 20 years, started hearing. What questions, once again, should the patient ask about their care plan?
So one question is, how do biomarkers direct my care plan? And how are you using that in order to come up with the best treatment for my cancer? And again, if you want to learn more about biomarkers and lung cancer treatment, go to lcfamerica.org.
Dr. Brahmer and Colette Smith, thank you so much for helping us to see differently and stopping by the Valder Beebe Show. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.